They're updating their numbers every 90 minutes. So we also want to bring in Denver City Council member Candi CdeBaca to join us to talk about some of these issues. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us this evening. And pardon me, everybody, as I'm looking at the screen so that we can get some of these numbers together. So the two ballot measures, 2A, 2B, that are taxes, those seem to be passing right now in Denver. And I know, Candi, one of the issues that you were concerned about was the expanding Denver's budget authority. So talk more about that, what the thinking was behind that.
So thank you. It's good to be here with you, Ann. We actually, as City Council, referred several measures to the ballot, this ballot tonight. And so I'm very excited to see most of them passing. The expenditure was led by Councilwoman Candi. I participated on the mayoral appointees. Both of those are very important in a strong mayoral control city. They give City Council the authority that most of the general public thinks we already have. It would allow us in a situation like COVID to be able to have some authority over how we spend our dollars, and the mayoral appointees would allow us to confirm 14 of the mayor's cabinet appointees so that we have appointees who are accountable to both branches of government and not just one.
And do you see what's 2B? Is it, have the results come in?
2B, you're talking about?
Yeah, the homeless increase in the sales tax.
It is passing right now.
It is passing right now. I know, Councilwoman, just right outside of the Denver 7 studios here at Spear and Lincoln, we have a growing homeless camp right there. So it's on the top of the mind of everybody here, and I think most people who live in this wonderful city. Where were you on the on 2B, and what's to be done about this?
You know, I personally think that we could have done a whole lot more with the 2B tax. That is a sales tax that disproportionately affects people who are poor. And we're taxing the poor to essentially help the poor. We're not generating nearly enough to solve the problem. I felt like we should have been exploring some other options like vacancy taxes, flipping taxes, luxury taxes. Those were not explored deeply, and in a state like Colorado, it's very difficult to choose that type of tax. But this one will provide us a little bit of resources. We know our sales taxes, our sales revenues are down with COVID, and so hopefully we generate enough to do something meaningful along the lines of our homeless situation right now.
And so with some of these measures that appear to be passing in Denver tonight, where council has more authority, is that, I know that you've been very vocal about the homeless population and addressing the issue. Is that one of your go-to issues as we move forward?
Council authority and balanced government has always been an issue and a priority for me, and always will be. We passed a lot of things tonight to shift the balance somewhat, and we've got a long way to go. None of them shift the balance enough, but very positive steps in the right direction.
So after this incredibly tumultuous year, I wonder how the events that happened, specifically here in Denver, how it changed you personally, and also changed what you think your role is on council.
I think that we've had a perfect example of why we need to have strong, balanced government, especially when it comes to spending relief dollars. We have to make sure that we're able to equitably balance the interests of the constituents of our city, rather than concentrating the power over decision-making in the hands of one or two people. For me, I feel like we have been saying that so many of the issues we've seen this year were issues before this year, and this year really just enhanced all of those issues. And so for me, I am more dedicated, more committed to making sure that we are helping the least amongst us and making sure that everybody has what they need to survive.
And one last question for you, as I'm looking at the returns for Denver, it looks like the one measure 2I is the one that is not passing at this point. And as you talk about the balance of power issue, this one would allow the Denver clerk and recorder to appoint 4 people to positions within their office. And so it would expand the office. Is that contradictory to what you're trying to accomplish?
Not necessarily. When you think about our independently elected offices in the city, the clerk and recorder is an independently elected body. And each and every one of the independently elected bodies has the ability to have political appointees, if you will. The mayor has upwards of 60. City council, we each get to decide who we want in our office, and they are not career service employees. So what the clerk and recorder was trying to do was really achieve what the other independent branches of government already have. I'm disappointed that it's not passing, because I do believe that his office should have had the same ability that we have as independently elected bodies.
Denver City Councilwoman Candi CdeBaca, thank you so much for spending time with us this evening. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time very much.